Hey guys, what's going on? Coach Frank here at the Critical Bench Compound. And in today's video, I want to talk to you about some of the reasons why your legs aren't growing. You know, I hear it all the time. I hear guys reaching out to me, Frank, I'm following the workouts. I love everything that you're putting out here on YouTube. All these videos, all these training, all the programs that you guys create is absolutely amazing. But my body is growing, but why can't I get my legs to grow? Is it my genetics? Was I just not given the ability to grow muscle in my legs? Well, I can tell you if you can grow one muscle, you can grow them all. Because it's all the same physiology, guys. So no, it's not your genetics. That's not the reason why. That's excuse that you probably are allowing yourself to believe, but that is not the reason. So what I've done, guys, is I put a list of 5 of the reasons that we see most often as to why guys' legs do not grow. And the first one, guys, and you probably don't want to hear this, and it may be a little contradictory to some of the other things that are out there in the world, is you're spending too much time squatting. And that's not me saying that squats are a bad exercise. I love squats. I teach a lot of squats here on this channel, and I've done a lot of squatting in my life. I still squat to this day. Not as much as I used to, but if all you're doing in your leg workout is focus on building squats, you gotta realize, for one, it's not really working any specific muscle in a fully isolated, full range of motion. Yes, you're working your quads. Yes, you're working your glutes. Yes, you're working your hamstrings. Yes, some of the other abductor muscles are involved in there as well. But none of those muscles are being taken through their full contractile range of motion. And if you're fully gonna maximize the potential of building any muscle, you gotta work it in its shortened range, the most contracted say, you gotta work it in its lengthened range, and yeah, you need to spend a lot of time working in its strength, mid-range. But the squat, guys, for most of us is really only focused on that mid-range portion. No muscle in a squat is getting fully contracted. If you were gonna fully contract your quads, you need something like a leg extension, something where you can really squeeze that. If you squeeze those quads in the bottom of a squat, chances are you're not gonna be able to get back up. There's gonna be too much load on the back. You know, some of you guys are probably thinking, what do you mean, Frank? You can't build big legs without squats. You guys ever heard of somebody by the name of Dorian Yates? He's one of the greatest bodybuilders of all time. Brought in the era of mass monsters. Some of the best legs ever in the world of bodybuilding. Dorian didn't squat. In his early years he did, but his entire career as an Olympia winner and competitor, Dorian did not put a bar on his back and did not squat. Now, one thing that Dorian was really good at doing, which takes me to the second reason why your legs aren't growing, is Dorian was able to go places that most of us can't even imagine. So for you, your legs aren't growing because you're probably not challenging yourself enough. Yeah, we're talking intensity. Guys, think about the size of your legs compared to maybe your biceps. Think about the size of your quads compared to maybe your pec. Shouldn't it be more difficult? Shouldn't it be more challenging? Shouldn't it be more painful to build those leg muscles, to build those quad muscles versus a bicep? 100%. But sometimes as men and as humans, we seek the path of least resistance. It's a part of our nature. But it's not part of our nature to have massive quads, massive hamstrings, and fully developed legs. It's not a part of our human nature. So in order to fully maximize that potential, we have to go against the grain and stop seeking the path of least resistance. So begin to look for the discomfort. Begin to enjoy the pain of building your body. Because without that, guys, I can tell you, you'll never fully maximize your potential. Now, the third reason why your legs probably are not growing is you're just not feeding them enough. You're not eating enough calories. You're not eating enough protein. You're not eating enough carbs. You're not eating enough fat. You're just not eating enough in general. Now, what is the exact amount of calories that you need to be consuming to eat to fully maximize your leg development? It's not what this video is about. But if you need some help, trust me, search this channel. There's plenty of videos on meal planning, on calories. Check out some of our free reports. Check out some of our programs. But if you're not growing, if your legs aren't growing, look at what you're feeding them and increase that. Start first by increasing your protein. Second thing is increase your carbohydrates, muscle building fuel. And then if you still have some calories left over that you can add in, then you can add some fats. But probably the main two things that you need to focus on increasing are going to be your protein and carbohydrates, because those are what's going to fuel the muscles. Those are going to provide them with the nutrients that they need to grow. So we have spending too much time on squats, not training intense enough, not seeking the discomfort, running from the pain, and we're not eating enough. And the fourth reason, guys, your legs are not growing is you're probably not spending enough time in strength building. Kind of ties into what we talked about with Dorian Yates and seeking some of that discomfort. But it's one of our core beliefs here that growth comes through strength building. Yes, you use hypertrophy. Hypertrophy is something that I talk a lot about. It's something I spent a lot of time as a bodybuilder focused on. But I also spent years of developing a base. Look at some of the greats as well. Look at Arnold Schwarzenegger. Arnold Schwarzenegger was a champion powerlifter before he ever stepped foot on a bodybuilding stage. So he established a foundation of strength that he could then build his muscles off of. So if you find yourself, at the gym working 12, 15, 20 rep ranges all the time and not getting into those deep, hard, challenging 4 reps per set, 6 reps per set, maybe even some doubles and triples every once in a while, that stuff is okay. Should that be the primary source of your training? No. But every once in a while, I think it's important to just make sure and test where you're at. But guys, the fourth reason why your legs are probably not growing at the rate and speed at what you want them to is you're not focused on building strength in your legs. And then the fifth and final reason, guys, is what I talk a lot about here on this channel. It's your exercise execution. Understand that exercise. Understand that the art of building muscle is a game of skill acquisition. There's a reason why people in their 30s, 40s, and 50s have more muscle. Yeah, they got more years behind them. But they've also mastered these movements. If you don't understand how an exercise that you're doing uses the muscles that you're trying to build and what is the focus and the intention of what it is I'm trying to get out of the exercise, then why would the results be what you want them to be? This is probably the most important one here, guys. It may not be, but it's definitely one that I believe deep in my heart is something that's important. If your exercise execution is subpar and you're improperly performing exercises, then the results will be subpar. So begin to study exercise, begin to study mechanics, know what the body is supposed to do. Know why a certain exercise is used to build the body part that you're training. Not just because it's what the machine told you to do or what the program said was the best exercise. Get deeper underneath that and begin to understand your own body, of why it moves the way that it does and how you can begin to take those natural movements and leverage them through resistance training to fully maximize your potential. So I want to run through those 5 reasons, guys, once again, as to why your legs probably are not growing at the rate at which you want them to do. Number 1 is you're just spending too much time on squats. Start doing some leg presses. Start doing some lunges. Start doing some unilateral movements. If you have access to a full commercial gym, get in the leg extension. Fully squeeze and contract those muscles. Do the leg curls. Fully squeeze and contract those hamstrings. Do some glute development. But if all you're doing is squats, then your results are going to show it with lack of development. The second reason, guys, is you're just not seeking the pain enough. You're running from it. You're seeking the path of least resistance. The third reason why is you're not fueling and feeding your body enough to grow. The fourth reason, guys, is you're not focused on building strength. We have to have an element of strength building even in our muscle building journeys. So get in the gym, get the 4 reps, get the 6 reps. And the fifth and final reason, guys, is become a master of your execution. Become somebody that understands exercise. Become somebody that understands mechanics, so you can fully utilize every tool that you have available to you in the gym. All right, guys, really hope you enjoyed that video. Hope that maybe provided a different level of insight or new perspective on as to why you're not seeing the results that you want. And there's one thing that we didn't mention in this video, guys, because I was saving it here towards the end, because I have a free gift for you. As men, it's important for us to understand how this muscle building process works. You have training, you have nutrition, you have rest, you have recovery, and we have this fifth ingredient over here that not a lot of people want to talk about. It's our hormones. And the core fundamental hormone as a man is testosterone. So what we've done here at Critical Bench, guys, is we put together a free gift for you. It's the 7 worst testosterone killers. What are some things that you're doing in your life? What are some things that are happening outside in the environment that are maybe holding your testosterone back, that are maybe preventing you from fully maximizing your growth as a man, fully maximizing your vitality as a man? Because the hormone testosterone is not just about muscle building. It's not just about what we do in the gym. Guys, this is what makes men men. So down there in that first pinned comment below, click that first link. It's the 7 worst testosterone killers. I can guarantee that there's some information in this report that is new to you, but it's important for you to understand this. So click that link down there, guys. Grab that free report, 7 worst testosterone killers. But Frank Rich from Critical Bench, guys, we really appreciate you guys tuning in. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button. But we'll see you guys in the next video.